In Kashmir, finding an answer to what is right and what is wrong is often impossible.
If one interprets the recent violence across the valley strictly by what the law says, the violence directed against security forces is completely illegal.
But what about the security forces themselves? Can they truly protect human rights by claiming human lives?
And what about the families literally caught in the crossfire?
Barkha Dutt reports.
The images that have come to define Kashmir this past month. Angry young men clashing with security forces, hurling stones in a self-image they sometimes say is borrowed from the historic pictures of Palestinian protesters. The genesis of the present crisis perhaps began with what has come to be known now as the intractable challenge of the valley's stone pelters. Today, of course, the curfew has pushed all of them indoors, and the streets are so silent, it's almost as if the city is waiting to exhale. This is downtown Srinagar, today completely deserted and empty because of the curfew. But usually the one part of Srinagar city that has seen some of the fiercest and most volatile clashes between stone-pelting protesters on the one hand and security forces on the other. Stone pelting, of course, has now taken center stage in the political debate here. Protesters say it is an entirely legitimate way for them to express their anger. Security forces say that mobs often get so provocative and violent that they have no option but to retaliate. Either way, caught between the battle lines sometimes are the forgotten stories of the victims. Here is one such house steeped in heartbreak and mourning. The house of 17-year-old Toufail Ahmed Matoo, who would have ironically celebrated his birthday this month. The only child to his now devastated parents. On the walls of his house, posters that demand justice and truth. On the windowsills, pleas for someone, anyone to listen. Toufail was killed when he was on his way back from a tuition class. A teenager caught in the middle of an ongoing clash between pelters and police forces. A boy who was just going back to what he thought would be the safety of his house. The police have promised an internal inquiry after initial medical reports said that his death was because of a tear gas shell. And some say it was Toufail's death that sparked off this entire month-long crisis. His father, clutching his son's picture, says it is these violations that bring even more stone pelters out on the streets.
Let me tell you one thing. If a boy, there people have seen, who will see such a cold-blooded murder, especially of my age, we can forget about it, right? Because our brain is backed. A teenager boy whose brain is half-backed, it's not ripe as yet. They see such things. I think it's the product from such accidents. They keep on. You won't be able to stop them because it's in their hearts what they have seen. They want, they know there is no safe passage for them. They think it's better to fight with the stones now because they are not holding anything. It is the accident which made them to be on the road with the stones.
Across the city at the opposite end, the paramilitary forces say while they have been vilified, they too suffer, often unnoticed, arguing that in the last month alone, more than 200 soldiers have been injured in stone pelting. Showing us the broken window panes of their bulletproof bunker, officials argue their vehicles can take bullets but are not effective against stones.
Stones to the quantity of, say, weighing 20 to 15 kgs of weight, they were thrown on this from rooftops, and the result you can see here.
In the camp's hospital, we meet a soldier who has a broken jaw and lost a tooth when a stone hit straight at his face.
निषाद में मेरी ड्यूटी थी निषाद पीएस के अंदर, तो वहाँ पे लड़के बहुत सारे पत्थर हुआ रहे थे, तो एक पत्थर आके यहाँ पे लगा सीधे, मेरा एक दांत टूट गया और नीचे के 2 दांत अभी भी हिल रहे हैं और इधर सूजन हो गया, ये कट गया सर होठ.
And in the army hospital, doctors worry about Constable Sunil Pawar, one of the most serious patients who has lost the ability to see in one eye when a stone ripped right through it. In Kashmir, like always, it's the human story of pain that is so tragic, no matter on which side of the divide. The pain of people trapped between the battle lines. In Srinagar, Barkha Dutt for NDTV.